Okay, so I'll mix this. It's going to be about like Sir said, Swapanda is very excited about talking about the sunrise industry of gaming, and especially in India. And that's how I start. I mean, what's a big deal about this? I mean, it's been gaming. हम लोग गेमिंग के बारे में बात करें probably about 10, 15, 20 years. I've been into gaming for almost 20 years. But now it's becoming one of the buzzwords of the industry, and it's becoming something which everybody wants to talk about, everybody wants to get into. But when you look at it, and I've been having this discussion that when you say gaming for India, it's all about mobile gaming, right? Gaming bola to it's on mobile, your PUBGs, your Dream 11, your so-called gambling, which is basically we call it as RMG, real money gaming. That's what comes to everyone's mind. And it's not incorrect to say that, because right now India is a mobile first country, and very basic reasons for that. Exposure to mobile phones happens as early as 7-8 years probably, or even earlier now. We always say that our newer generation, the babies, they come to this world with all the gadgets in their hand. We don't need to teach them how to switch on a phone, how to take a selfie, how to therefore also start playing games on it. Add on to that, when a kid goes out, when he leaves for his coaching classes or school which is far off, he's already given a mobile phone. So there is no barrier when it comes to devices. And then comes the data, which probably India, I think, if I'm not wrong to say this, it's the cheapest across the globe. The data we consume is very, very cheap, and therefore all these three entry barriers are nowhere there to get youngsters, babies and kids and infants to get exposed to gaming. So basically, who is a gamer? So, that's how it started, and that's where we say, any gamers over here? I know two, which I have already spoken. Three. But if I tell you, if you've read this or heard these words, Pac-Man, Mario, Contra, Road Rash, Virtual Cop, right? I think we've all played games in our life, and then came mobile when we started playing Candy Crush, Subway Surfer, Angry Birds. Everybody's done that, right? But then we don't call ourselves gamer because we think we are out of that. But let's be very honest to ourselves, we play games every day, be it on phone, on device, or in office, or within friends and families, we do game. So that's what gaming was all about. But then 2020 happened, and what happened in 2020? Of course, the first thing that we remember is COVID. But along with COVID, something else happened. Till 2020, PC gaming was booming, right? It was all about esports tournament, all about this prize pool, which earlier used to be in 50,000, 1 lakh. The first esports tournament was for the year, had a prize pool of 10 lakhs, the first, which was in 2016. By 2019, by 2020, this prize pool became 1.2 crore, right? Within 4 years, it was tenfold, which also meant there were spectators. And when we say spectators, like every sport, viewership went up. People started watching these live streams, people started watching these games, go to a LAN tournament and see how their celebrity gamers are gaming. So that all happened. And when this was happening, it was about to become a mainline sporting event, like what cricket did to sports in India. Gaming or esports was supposed to happen in India, where people took this as a career opportunity. And that time we were saying we were about a couple of million gamers, which is roughly around 20 lakh in that phase. But then everybody was locked in. Now when everybody took it as a negative thing, for gaming, it was a big game changer, big industry revolution that happened, because mobile gaming surged. People were not able to move out, and it became one of probably the best pastimes, one of the best hobbies, one of the best career option. People started looking at it. BGMI became a gaming revolution. There were gamers who have moved in from Candy Crush, Subway Surfer to actually playing so then called PUBG, and then Prime Minister talking about ye PUBG wala hai kya, getting into BGMI, getting into Call of Duty. A lot of other games happened on mobile. The This also led, because now when you have people gaming, people also got into content creation. There was nothing as a content creation industry pre-COVID. There were people, but the way it surged during COVID, during pandemic, it became an industry by itself, right? And then there were content creators. From gaming content creator, we saw, different type of content creator that happened. All these led to a huge spike in spectatorship. So the people who used to go to offline events to watch games now started watching streams across different platforms, be it to start with YouTube, then happened Twitch, then happened Instagram, YouTube Reels and everything. Now we are not surprised when we see somebody getting 1 million views on their videos. But that time, when you look at it, this is where the surge happened. Which also meant more people got interested into this. More people wanted to get into gaming. More people wanted to get into content creation. And all of this led to a big mobile gaming surge that happened in the whole Indian subcontinent, and India became a country where mobile gaming, everybody started looking into this country saying, there are so many gamers here. And it became a buzzword or probably a sunrise industry during that time. So just some numbers. Obviously we belong to a community where we believe in numbers. So very few. I'm not getting too much into detail because that's something which we will take up in the panel as well. Today, as we speak, a couple of millions pre-COVID, we are now talking about 500 million active gamers in the country. And when I say active, these are people who play game every day. 500 million, right? 50 crore. Out of this, there are 200 million gamers who want to improve their gaming experience. Never heard of this terminology called improve my gaming experience. I want to invest to get better experience. What are these better experience? Move from a substandard smartphones to probably a flagship iPhones or flagship phones of the brands, or move to a larger screen, or get into games which are more immersive, get into AR, VR kind of concepts. That all happened. While this is happening, we're talking about 15,000 game developers and programmers in the country as we speak. And all of this, we are talking about 95% people on mobile games. Now, while it might seem that it becomes more of a mobile gameplay, why we as an ICT or a computing or a PC component people getting so excited about it, right? I'll come to that numbers as well. Out of this, there are 145 million RMG gamers which are into real money gaming. So all your Dream 11, fantasy sports, poker and rummy and all of that. There are 200 million casual gamers who are not gaming because of winning a competition, but just to compete with them within themselves or casually play some games. And there are 130 million serious gamers. And this is a big number when you look at it. 130 million serious gamers, right? Some more data. What happened during pandemic? Earlier it was more of a male-centric 18-year, 20-year age group and all of that happening in big metro cities. Now it's no more just boys. There are 40% female gamers, of which 77% play games every day, at least once. There are 55% of gamers who are from non-metros. Language barrier is gone, but they still prefer regional languages when they play game. 50% video gamers are in the age bracket of 18 to 30 years. The age bracket is now grown. And we are talking about 45% gamers who got into gaming during pandemic. That's how the entire industry changed in last 5 years. Some reports, we are talking about, ठीक है game खेलते हैं, लेकिन how does it affect the economy? There are 144 million gamers who have paid while playing a game. And this is going to increase to 240 million by 2028. Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, the head of Meta says that they're going to be, the industry is going to hit $7.5 billion by 2025, which is just a year from now. And in this next year, it's going to build 250,000 lakh job opportunities in just 1 year in gaming itself. Now, the reason I'm sharing all these numbers just to make you aware that gaming has changed in last 5 years. It's no more a very chota, time pass wala industry. There were 25 companies in 2015 who were around gaming. It's now into 1,400 gaming companies, and it's still growing. Any and every company who's associated with gaming, we are talking about 1,400 such companies. And 300 and more educational institutions are giving specialized gaming, doing specialized gaming courses giving certifications and diplomas in the way entire. It's not just playing games and becoming game masters. It's also about game development, game management, designing, casters, analysts. There are 30 different career options now. And while this happens, Indian government is not sitting on sides. This is something which we like as business professionals. They've allowed 100% FDIs in such gaming sector, and there are initiatives like AVGC. I'm sure everybody's heard about it, which is growing, developing, and it's going to make a big impact in this gaming industry. Prime Minister Modi ji meeting all these influencers became a buzzword. The idea is to bring this industry in forefront, and it is definitely creating a positive impact on overall economy. Esports has become a sporting event in Asian Games already. While we speak, there are proposals given to Olympics to become one of a sporting event in Olympics as well. Right? Global investments, if you look at it, $2.5 billion have poured into gaming industry from across the globe in India in last 5 years. Right? It's not just about number of gamers growing, but the investments are also growing. And forget about credit cards and all. The days are gone. UPI has made every person so the transaction are becoming so easy now. We don't need to worry about kid doesn't have a credit card. So why is it so interesting about PC? All this when we said 95% was mobile gamers. What is it about PC? If you look at a KPMG report, every mobile gamer who spends 18 months in gaming on mobile phone will shift to a larger screen, and India is predominantly PCs and laptops. Steam, which is Counter-Strike as a platform, I'm sure people who are into gaming would know this. Steam, who is owned by Valve, they said 150% growth in Indian gamer base in last 5 years. Right? Talk about 2 million, which was about in 2019, 150% growth. Right? There are 150 million PC, including laptop and console gamers. Of this 15 million, there are non-competing gamers, competing gamers, and esport athletes. And of this, 2.5 million are hardcore esport specialists. Okay? What do we believe? Last couple of slides, making business sense. When we say 95%, the balance 5% is what we're looking at. Any calculations, can you do that? 5% of 500 million gamers. That is what we're talking about as PC base, right? And India being a youth population, youth country, new gamers are getting added into this every day. So, heard of this system called pyramids? This pyramid is about 500 million. Just look at the top of pyramid. We're talking about huge numbers. And therefore, don't wait for the trend. We should be the trend when we start growing this country, gaming country in this country. Gaming is growing, PC gaming will play a much bigger role because all these 95% people will shift to PC gaming very soon. Once a gamer experiences a better hardware, larger screens, it will never go back. Think about yourself. If you're watching your TV screens, Ultra HD, 4K HD video, TV screens, can you move back to a normal LED TV? You won't, because your resolutions and your experience, you cannot go back to something which was poor. We are bringing this experience to India and taking it to gamer, and therefore we are saying let's grow together. It's not about competing, but making this ecosystem, building this ecosystem and growing together.
For more information, please visit www.ncnonline.net.